Well, I saw the third episode of Disney's take on Daredevil. Um, in light of the news that most people didn't show up for the first two episodes, which speaks more to the overall Disney and Marvel brands having been greatly tainted by their foolishness than Daredevil itself, I would suspect. But nevertheless, there it is. So the only thing he got left is some word of mouth in the hopes that that could drum up enough excitement for more people to at least come in late and give the show a shot. This is not the episode you should have at this point. After two rather slow start episodes, you had some Daredevil action, all too brief at the opening, and then you understand narratively why he's where he is and all that stuff, and you got to get him back to being Daredevil. Hence the title Born Again, which bears no relation whatsoever to the original story from the comics, which was, of course, far superior to what you're going to see here. So that's, even though it's only 3 episodes in, so, but basically this episode was courtroom drama, which is to be expected. Quite a bit of that through, Matt Murdock's stories. And, of course, the previous episode set up this case that he's working on and all of that. So it plays out there. But, God, it just, it brings to mind Law and Order, but it's not even really up to Law and Order standards. There's a sequence in it that I think if they had pumped that up a little, you're supposed to be this superhero show. It might have gone a lot better, but it's just so dull, and it's not much of a Kingpin episode. I mean, he's in it, and there's little tidbits about the criminal underworld and what's happening and all that, but not a lot. And more of the troubling signs of what may very well be something of a woke messaging and that sort of stuff. It's just the wrong episode. I mean, of course, they couldn't have known. They should know the situation their overall brand is in. But what the initial response, Daredevil, and everybody praises that Netflix series and everything. So you go in thinking, this is going to be a win, whether it's a big win or not. Well, we'll have to see. And it wasn't. When you're beaten by the Acolyte, that this is bad. And again, I go back to it's bad overall for Marvel and Disney and all that. So it's like, I like Daredevil, but I don't trust you guys. I'm not even going to show up, And then hearing, well, I don't know, was it any good? Well, kinda. Oh, And then this third episode, jeez, and I'm trying not to spoil any actual plot and whatnot, but man, the ending and just how cheap it looked and just really stupid. I mean, and this was below CW standards of how that went, and oh man, what a way to conclude that story. I don't know. Some elements of it had made sense, I suppose, but there's still not even a whole lot of development as to what this is all about. And my fear is it's going to play into this idiot narrative about the Punisher symbol. And there's no patience for that. None whatsoever. So there's talk of another season and all that sort of thing. That might not happen now. So there's more episodes to come, but man, it better step up action-wise. And but Lord help them if that's what this apparent narrative here is, and if that dominates, and then it's done, but even if it's just the cast and you replace certain characters with others, like I've always said, a whiff of woke is all it takes now. Already there's people upset about, not absolute replace like a gender swap, race swap thing, although comic book wise, yes, that did happen. But from the original show, this happens, and you rotate out the cast with these new characters who kind of more or less hold the position those characters did, and all that. And well, people that were fans of the show said, well, then it's not the same show anymore. Of course, there's been winks and nods that season 2 could undo all that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, this show's got to show there's an audience, and if the audience is pissed off and didn't even show up to begin with, you shouldn't get it season 2. Even though, okay, this time we're going to get it. There is such a thing as too late. I mean, it's amazing that this happened at all in a lot of ways. You get Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back and that sort of thing. A lot of times when one of these properties are shelved, well, that's it. And then it'll be someone else, down the road. And it's like with Superman and all that, So, there's plenty of bad to be had. See? Rhymes. But it's just a shame. I could see ways, even within the parameters of this narrative, and courtroom drama is an aspect of Daredevil and the Matt Murdock story. He's a lawyer and all that. And okay, fine. But the opportunity for more excitement and action to it is just, for the most part, passed on. And I don't know. Because then it feels like, boy, it's a long time to next week for episode 4, But that's the position they're in. And even though there's signs they recognize it to some extent, not enough do. And this may already be over. It's you only have so many episodes. Is there enough there to say, oh, it's really getting good, it's on track, and that might salvage it? I mean, I don't know. Because, already the audience you should have had was so pissed off at your overall product that they just never even bothered to show up. So, what do you do about that? Well, it's probably nothing they can do. I mean, the show's shot, and if it's going to be more in line with episodes 2 and 3, then that's not going to do it. That's not going to cut it at all. Oh well, best of luck for Daredevil.